Introduction. It's time to level up. You might be asking yourself, you're bluffing. How do I know I can trust you? Who are you in the first place? And those are valid points. That's fair. And I'm going to give a brief overview of myself so you can get a better understanding of who I am, why I'm obsessed with working out, fitness, and self-improvement. So let's jump into a little bit about me. I am Andrew Shelton. I grew up in Houston, Texas, and then I moved to Port Lavaca, which is an area in Texas. And then from there, I moved to Victoria and did most of my schooling there. I was pretty involved with a lot of extracurriculars, mainly sports, including basketball, football, and track. And then I also did a little bit of NHS, but that doesn't really matter in this video, or probably ever. But basically, why I mention that is because I have a background in being active. Fitness has always been a part of my life, and I like to compete. So that's where I'm getting at there. Playing in sports made me realize that I wanted to get stronger and have better endurance, especially whenever I was playing basketball and football and I was getting roughed around on the field with kids that were like twice my size. When I was playing basketball one game, I went to get a rebound and some swole dude just boxed me out and then grabbed it and then like bumped me into the ground. So that's when I realized that I hated being small and I wanted to make a change. That's going to bleed over into a little bit of my college experience. So for college, I moved to College Station and went to Texas A&M University. From there, I did the Corps of Cadets, and that basically instills the values of Texas A&M University and principles of discipline, excellence, things of that nature. I also got my bachelor's in supply chain and master's in supply chain and analytics. As far as my fitness journey, whenever I initially got to college, I had one mindset. How do I get swole? Like, how do I get extremely muscular so I don't ever get bodied around like I did in sports in high school? I struggled with finding a balance between maintaining that endurance piece and putting on muscle and strength. There was a lot of trials and errors trying to figure out that optimal state where it's like, okay, you were physically strong, but you also have the endurance, so you're not huffing and puffing half a mile into your run. I learned how to find that near perfect state of being strong while also having that endurance. What I didn't really touch up on was the nutrition aspect of my routine. It was mainly figuring out the balance of the endurance and weight training that I was focusing on. Everything would be eaten arbitrarily. There wasn't a consistency aspect to it. It'd be like, okay, today I'm gonna like load up on a whole bunch of chicken, and then tomorrow I'll eat a lot of pasta. There wasn't a distribution of different macros and nutrients that I was getting in, which I dove into more after I graduated. You're probably asking yourself right now, what are you currently doing? Are you living with your parents? Are you even making money? Do you have a full-time job? Well, yes. Not yes to my living with my parents. I still visit them, but I do have a full-time job. I'm with the U.S. Air Force. I'm not going to say what I do specifically, but I am in the military. I am currently in Florida, and I'm creating content, clearly. And I'm also vibing. I mean, Florida, you've got the beach, you've got the palm trees. I haven't ran into a Florida man just yet. But then again, I could be the Florida man, so who knows? Guess we'll find out. Future, what do I want? Why am I making content in the first place? I want to do more one-on-one coaching. I want to be able to help people in their fitness journey, inspire them, and give them the necessary strategies and tools to make them better. What does that look like exactly? Well, that looks like looking at what their current diet is, showing them where there's either gaps or where there can be fine-tuning, and then referencing specific foods to replace their current meals with, or to limit or cut out foods entirely, or even habits. Also, that looks like providing advice as far as weight training and what type of training should I be emphasizing. Do I want to do bodybuilder lifts all the time, or do I want to have endurance as well so I can run 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 miles? Lastly, ideally one day I'd like to open up a gym. I think that'd be pretty sick. I mean, eventually we have to retire, right? And whenever I do retire, I definitely want to continue my fitness journey and inspire and help others grow. So you might be saying, Sheldon, you're talking about how you were in sports, how you were in the Corps, in the military, and you did all this working out and you wanted to get bigger, but where are the tangibles here? Like, how much muscle did you actually gain? How did your endurance increase? How did you actually improve? So I'm going to run through my stats so I can build a little bit of credibility, and we'll go from there. If you don't believe these numbers for some reason, then I'll provide you some kind of evidence or give you a point of contact that can confirm this. But honestly, I don't think these are too impressive. I think they're pretty solid, but they're not anything. It's not like anything like ballpark crazy, but they're definitely difficult to obtain, in my opinion. The most I've ever been able to deadlift, 405. Squat, 365, also not too shabby. Bench is not my strongest suit, but I mean, 225 gang. As far as running, the fastest 1.5 mile I've ever done is at 8:49, which translates to about a 5:55 minute per mile. I'm still weightlifting simultaneously, so I'm not getting tossed around like a rag doll, but I'm also not huffing and puffing on the side of the street whenever I'm done with like a quarter mile. So what I'm getting at is I have a little balance here between the strength and endurance. Fastest 3 mile I've done was a 19:30, which is 6 minutes, 30 seconds per mile. And swimming, I will be honest, I am not great at swimming. I can do it. I can swim for easily over an hour. But as far as the speed in the water, well, first of all, I definitely haven't mastered the technique or not even close to perfected it. And also, I'm naturally very dense, so I sink to the bottom of the pool. I could probably float in the ocean considering there's a lot of salt, but if I'm in a normal pool and there's not any salt in there, even if I hold my breath, like lungs filled up, maximum capacity, I'm sinking straight to the bottom. I did this not too long ago. I was trying to do some treading in the pool with an instructor, and yeah, I held my breath and went straight to the bottom. And then he's like, hey, why didn't you hold your breath? And I was like, I did. Once again, I consider myself a hybrid athlete. I'm not a power lifter or bodybuilder, but I'm also not a pure runner. I do a little bit of both, a little bit of strength training and a little bit of running and swimming. How does my story and the stats that I gave you help you in your fitness journey? 1, improve fitness. We're going to walk through certain routines, certain workouts that I have noticed that made a huge impact on my life, how long to do a certain workout for, what types, when to do it, what time of day. 2, optimal diet. This might even be more of my bread and butter. As long as you're working out every single day, that's more of a consistency thing. And I think that having the knowledge of what you're putting in your body is more challenging than actually going out there. Optimal diet, that's going to be my bread and butter of what I really want to drill into. Exactly what nutrients, what foods have the biggest impact, because it's almost like the tax system. There's so many loopholes and so many things that you don't know. It's like, what? Like, if I eat this food, even though it's healthy, and I eat it with another food, then it's actually bad for me. I thought it was supposed to be healthy to begin with, but no. There's a lot of chemistry. You mix certain foods together, and some of them pair really well together, and they actually increase the effect that it has on your body. For instance, when you pair black pepper with turmeric, you increase absorption by something crazy, like 1,000%. Like, who would have known that? Like, who on earth would have known that eating one kind of seasoning would increase absorption? You might be asking, what does turmeric even do for you? And that'll be a whole nother video, but there's just so many aspects to your food that you don't even realize. And we're also going to go over seed oils, if you don't already know about seed oils. That is the number one silent killer, in my opinion. Seed oils and excessive sugars that people aren't aware of. Number 3, healthy habits. Aside from fitness, aside from diet, you can have diet and fitness totally nailed down, like 100%. Oh, like I work out twice a day. I'm eating steak, broccoli, rice, potatoes, salmon. I'm doing everything perfectly, and I'm not noticing much of a difference. Well, that's where the healthy habits come into play, because you could be doing the first two totally right. It's, you know what? I'm gonna draw it actually. It's almost like this chart. I don't remember what that's called. It's like they all overlap with each other. You can't do two really good and do bad with one and then have a perfect state of wellness. You have to make sure that all three are in sync so that you're performing at your optimal levels. So check this out. Say you're doing fitness say your fitness routine is pretty solid, right? We'll give it like a 90%. Like, oh yeah, like 90%, I'm crushing it. I'm hitting the gym. I'm hitting legs. I'm hitting legs like twice a week. I'm doing full body compound lifts. Nice. Optimal diet. What does your diet look like? Okay, I am eating pretty healthy. I usually cook my own foods. This is an example. I cook my own foods. I eat out maybe twice a week, and then I have a few beers. Okay, so we'll say 85%. And then 3, healthy habits. Oh, I get 5 hours of sleep a night. 5 hours? What? 5 hours? So that's like, let me see. That'd probably be, we'll give it a failing grade, 60%. Very bad, very bad. So then, you take the average of that, and I am not really feeling math right now. We'll put optimal diet at 80% to make the math easier. Okay, so what is the average of all of this? Let's see, you got 170, 230, 230 divided by 3, you're probably looking at like 75% overall optimal. Let me see. It's about 75% of your optimal state. All because, well, mainly because your healthy habits are taking a toll. So these healthy habits like sleep, what kind of media you're consuming, how much sunlight you're getting, these habits aren't just all talk. It's not negligible. You have to take into consideration what you're actually doing on a day-to-day basis, because it's going to have a lot more significant impact than you think. The very last thing, this is the last concept, but the very last piece of the concept is consistency versus motivation. I think this is the most important factor out of all of this. Because say you do all of this right. Say I'm doing well with my fitness. I'm working out every day. I'm eating perfectly now. I'm getting 8 hours of sleep. But it's just, yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm not really happy anymore. I'm just going to stop it all. So if you decide, if you run off of motivation alone, then you might see you might see some results in the beginning. Like, look at this graph right here. You have your motivation graph, right? It's like, ooh, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit it today. I'm gonna hit it hard in the gym. Oh, I'm cooking every single meal for the entire week. Like, oh, like I'm noticing. Oh, I'm burned out. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a tub of ice cream and smoke with the homies. And, well, if you're doing, that's a whole different concept. But yeah, I'm burned out. But wait. Okay, I messed up. I'm feeling it. I'm motivated. I'm gonna hit it even twice as hard. I'm gonna go freaking 3 days of legs. I'm gonna cook steak and eggs every single day. My my parrot died. I can't do it anymore. Your motivation goes back, and then you never really make any progress. You might make a little bit of progress, but you can't rely on the motivation. You got to rely on the consistency. Look at this. Check this out. You see these dotted lines? Oh, there's nothing. For the first, 20 of them, it's like, okay, nothing, about the same. Even a little worse in the beginning somehow. I mean, that might be an accident, or maybe we can interpret that as something like maybe you're like, it's a sick day, but you do it anyways. But nothing. Oh, wait, hold on a second. We're getting a little action here. We're increasing. Wait, the consistency is adding up. We're going to the moon. Dude, look at that. The consistency is there. It's always about the consistency. It doesn't matter if you're doing all of these attributes perfectly if you're only going to do it for a month. Okay? A month of doing all this just right. I mean, yeah, you're going to notice a difference. But if you stop doing it, it's not going to be nearly as impactful as maintaining that consistency. So it all starts with, how bad do you want it? Are you going to do it daily? And how hard are you going to do it daily? This is the introduction. We talked about a little bit about me, a little bit about my credibility, and how these videos are designed to help you. And it helps me too, because, one, it helps me speak better. I'm not the best public speaker, but this is going to help me improve that. Two, it's going to hopefully improve my outreach, my influence on social media. Worst case scenario, I get like 10 views in my lifetime and it goes nowhere, or maybe 100 views more realistically and nothing happens. But even then, at least I'm contributing towards something, and I'm hopefully making somebody's life better. But that's everything. And one thing. Forgot one thing. So I'm promoting a brand right now. It's called Stoically Fit. It emphasizes enduring through hardship and overcoming any obstacles that happen in your life. So the first person who comments stoical on my video will get this stoical hat, brand new, free. I'm going to be giving out a stoical hat each video. Only one to the first person who comments, to provide a little incentive. But the next video is going to cover a template, a visualization, so you can see the breakdown of how you can optimize your workouts and recovery times. That's it for this video. Like and comment and subscribe for more. And if none of my stats are good enough, well, thanks for watching anyways.